moving forward, all 6 verses are in your service. On the very first time we sing the song, do not sing the first time. I will sing that a cappella myself so they can hear it, and then y'all will join in. We will sing verse 1 again, and that's the congregation's cue. Yes, they're in your order of service. Any questions? Pass that on for people who will walk in a minute from now.
Dark blue and grab one for me. Dark blue, green, whatever. One out for me too. Thank you. You don't have a stool.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to UUCG today. Please stand in body or spirit for our gathering hymn, number 346. Come sing a song with me.
Far to find. Many lifetimes ago, in a faraway land, there was a ruler. When this story is told, the leader could be a duke or an empress, a sheik, or even a president. Just for today, let's say she's a queen. There she is now.
Chancellor?
The chancellor was the queen's assistant. The chancellor was the queen's assistant who had assisted her in the day-to-day running of the queendom. He was dutiful in his service. That means he tried hard. But in all of his years of serving the queen, let's just say that the chancellor has never risen to greatness. The queen understood that dutiful and adequate was more valuable than flighty and fickle, and so she had kept him around.
Chancellor?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Am I wise enough?
Your Majesty?
I am kind and devoted to my queendom, Chancellor. I am brave, I am generous.
You are, indeed, all of those things.
But I may not be as wise as a ruler should be. I do want to learn more, Chancellor. There is much that I don't know.
Indeed, your zeal for learning is unsurpassed, Your Majesty. Perhaps if we signed you up for a night class. Would you like to learn about barrel making or rooster grooming? How about underwater needlework?
No!
Salamander husbandry?
What? No, you're thinking too small. What I need, Chancellor, is a team of advisors who might teach me all that I still need to know. Put out a call and assemble them, please. And no wizards! They're always setting things on fire with their wands.
The queen wanted to become wiser, called her chancellor, and made a plan to fulfill her desire. If only we could all do the same when we realize that we don't have all the answers.
If only we had a team of advisors and companions to guide us on our way. And yet, look at all of you. Isn't that what we are to one another? Good morning. Good morning. Have you been wanting to learn and grow yourselves? Have you been, in the Queen's words, thinking too small or unsure what to do with yourselves these days with our growing challenges? This morning, we will hear a story about how the Queen, who wanted to become wiser, set out on a journey that taught her the power of attention. Are you paying attention? It's not always easy. Right now, there are all kinds of things competing for your attention. The sounds you are hearing in the sanctuary, the weather you see through our windows, the growling of your stomach. As we light our chalice, let us fully be in the space and in each other's company. Jesse Pounds and Rebecca Johnson, our youth group advisors, will light our chalice. Please join me in our chalice lighting words found in your order of service. We light this chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, to remind us to connect in spirituality and service, to care for the other and the world, and to create loving community.
Welcome to worship at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greensboro. Today's service is intergenerational, meaning children and youth will remain in worship. It is also our annual youth service and flower communion, so the youth will be leading everything. Our worship is based on Erica Hewitt's multi-generational service, Pay Attention, which focuses on the themes of power, duty, wisdom, interconnectedness, and paying attention. Our ministry team here at UUCG is the Reverend Sadie Lansdale, who is at the Soul Summit in Atlanta this weekend, Cindy Dillard, our Director of Children's and Youth Ministry, Colin McCrae, our Director of Music, and Michael Hill, our Director of Membership and Operations. Unitarian Universalists believe that each person has a trustworthy relationship with the Spirit, with the Holy, with the source of all life, with what some call God, though we name it and know it differently from one another. And we believe that because we are interconnected, nobody is free until we all are free. So we strive to build beloved community here on earth in our fellowship with one another and in our work for justice. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, we are stronger because you are with us. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, all loved.
A covenant contains the promises we make to one another in response to the great gift of living. Holding ourselves to these holy aspirations, will you join us in our church covenant? We, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Church, do covenant to promote a search for personal meaning, respecting the individual truth of the community process of Christ. Speak and act with care, courtesy, and love, thereby maintaining emotional, physical, and spiritual safety for all. Support UUCG and denominational efforts to our resources, combat injustice, promoting equality, nurture our children on their spiritual journey, hold ourselves to this covenant, especially during times of conflict and disagreement. Please stand as willing and able for Keep On Moving Forward, found in your order of service.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's love boldly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's sing it loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's move proudly. Gonna keep on moving proudly. Gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's reach across our borders. Gonna reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Gonna reach across our borders. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's keep moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back.
The Queen had instructed the Chancellor to assemble the best advisors in the land so that they could teach her all that she didn't yet know, and he obliged.
Now remember, Your Majesty, when you are done meeting with your new council, we need to create plans and dreams for the queendom, arrange a birthday party for the stable manager, strategize about the upcoming capital campaign, and address the infestation of gargoyles in the RE wing. Your queen is looking for wisdom. Please share your words, your ideas, your pearls.
It is impossible to put your own elbow in your ear.
Oh?
You can't hum while holding your nose closed.
Oh?
Nobody can breathe through their toenails.
Oh?
Nobody can rub their tummy counterclockwise while patting themselves on their head while also burping every 3 seconds. I'm going to trust you on that one.
Clearly, the queen had found people to help her knowledge grow. Correction. Clearly, the queen's chancellor had found people to help her knowledge grow. She spent several hours with her council as her chancellor waited patiently with her royal to-do list. Finally, she decreed.
Advisors, I thank you. Your facts are interesting, most of them, or some of them, and my knowledge has grown, somewhat. However, I crave wisdom.
How can we be of service, Your Majesty?
And what does this have to do with the gargoyle infestation?
And with that important question, if you're joining us in the sanctuary, won't you wave hello to everyone joining us online? If you're online, go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. If you're in person, let's greet our neighbors.
Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's keep on moving forward again. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's keep on moving proudly. Gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back.
My questions are bigger than whenever anyone can breathe through their toenails. They are, in particular, 3 questions that I wonder about constantly, and I sense that our tutoring session will not bring me any closer to their answers.
What are those questions?
For starters, what is the best time to do things?
If it's a military campaign you're planning, Your Majesty, that requires months of work. Start early.
On the other hand, there's a time to be spontaneous, to seize the moment and act without over-planning.
I like Those Days and waxing moons.
What about this question? Who's the most important person?
Us, your royal counselors, of course, because we offer you so much knowledge.
The stable hands are pretty important too. They keep your horses healthy and safe.
My vote is for the tax collectors, without whom the queendom would lack the resources to flourish.
How about our coffee hour host? I don't know about horses these days, but coffee and tea hosts are pretty important.
Is it too much to ask for a simple answer? Let's try my 3rd question. What's the most important thing to do?
Well, myself, I like to write poetry, so I think that's important. But if you asked around, you'd hear that math is important, or herbology.
Personally, I think that knowing how to steam a pudding and shoe a horse are also important skills to have.
May I remind you, Your Majesty, that farming is how our people eat and build stores for the winter.
Thank you, Council. That's enough for today. Chancellor, may I ask you to handle things here at the castle for a while?
Handle, Your Majesty?
I need you to address the royal to-do list and pay this team of advisors.
For a while, Your Majesty?
Quite. I've learned much from the advisors you assembled, but they offered no satisfying answers to my most pressing questions. I need to go elsewhere to seek wisdom.
Elsewhere, Your Majesty?
Must you repeat everything that I say, Chancellor?
Must I repeat? No. Your Majesty, I'm just trying to understand. You're leaving the palace grounds.
I am, and I'm going alone. I need to journey into the wider world and be treated as an ordinary citizen, rather than as a ruler of this land. Rather than take a horse from the royal stables, I will travel on foot. And instead of wearing my robes, I shall don plain clothes.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Perhaps you too have longed for more understanding. Perhaps you have been haunted or graced by questions whose answers don't come easily. As we enter the world, we become a part of the journey that pulls us forward into those questions. We bring echoes in our hearts before our community and before the holy in this sacred space and time. If you're online, this is the time to share your joys and sorrows with one another in the chat. If you're in person and you have a milestone you would like added to our prayers, you can fill out a yellow card which the ushers will collect from you. If there's a joy on your heart, place a plant in the vase. If there's a sorrow, place a stone in the bowl. You may light a candle of prayer and presence for someone you're holding close to you. If you're not sure how you're feeling, or maybe you're feeling a little antsy, there are pipe cleaners in the back to fidget with, or you may have brought needlework you can feel free to do. Also, if you brought flowers for our flower communion, you may bring them forward and put them in one of the vases on our table. In church, we practice becoming more fully human. This is our time to take stock of how we arrive here and to take what we need, knowing the table is set for us all. The Queen chose to leave the familiarity and the privilege of the royal grounds and set out on a journey for wisdom and for the answers to the questions that had long troubled her. She had disguised herself as a commoner, taking only a small bag of necessities. She traveled for nearly a day through the neighboring villages. As the sun sank in the western sky, the Queen noticed a simple cottage on the edge of a forest. There was a kind-looking person in simple clothing, feeding the chickens. It was a commoner. The commoner had never traveled the seas or studied in vast libraries, but her years on earth had granted her an expansive and deep wisdom.
The queen didn't know that, of course, but she felt drawn to the scene before her.
Hello? Go away.
As I said, our commoner was extremely wise. She was, however, a little short on people skills.
I feel that you might have something to teach me.
I do know a lot about chickens, and I know that it's time to feed them. Excuse me.
I'm sure you do know all about chickens, but what I'm seeking is something bigger. The answers to 3 questions.
I've got 3 questions for you. Who are you? Why are you pestering me? And do you have any idea how cranky my chickens get when they're hungry?
Who I am isn't important. My questions are, though. What is the best time to do things? Who is the most important person? And what is the most important thing to do?
I'm not a fan of riddles. Are you sure you don't want to learn about chickens? When I'm done feeding them, I need to dig my garden beds.
I'll help you, but if you want to think about my questions while we dig, be my guest.
The commoner, being wise, knew better than to turn down free help. As the queen dug her garden beds, the commoner began stacking wood alongside the fence. Now that the stranger had stopped asking questions, she was happy to work in companionable silence. Even the chickens seemed to be warming up to her. A commotion arose near the garden. Someone emerged from the woods. They were hurt and scared.
I've been bitten by a gargoyle.
They're nasty creatures, especially the forest-dwelling gargoyles. Best if you give them a wide berth. I've seen worse. It won't kill you.
Honestly, this person is hurt. What can I get you? How can I help you?
How can I help you? When was the last time you heard this question? When was the last time you asked it? We hear this question in many different settings. Sometimes an employee of a store will pose this question to a customer. Sometimes it's a teacher asking a student who's confused. And sometimes it arises spontaneously between 2 strangers. How can I help you? This question isn't just one person doing their job. It can also be evidence of compassion. It requires something from us. Please remain in your seats for our musical meditation, verses 3 and 4 of Keep On Moving Forward.
Gonna keep on loving boldly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back, never turning back.
How beautiful it is to be together. We gather in gratitude this morning, turning our hearts to thanks and praise for the gift of living in the presence of the Spirit that animates all life, and in the knowledge that we are powerfully, profoundly connected to all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. During these few minutes of silence, you can focus on something you're grateful for, or someone you are remembering especially today, or just the sensation of your chair supporting you. Will you find a comfortable place in your seat and take a few easy breaths as we settle into our shared silence together? Will you join me in prayer and presence? In this moment, we offer our joys and sorrows alike, knowing they are woven fine. We name aloud or in the chat those people on our hearts, living or dead, near or far, that this community might hold them in love. Carol Webb says, "This week I've been so afraid because scary things are happening in the world. But I've also seen so many people fighting back. Knowing that we're in this together gives me courage." Cindy Dillard says, "I'm grateful for Logan Hamilton, who spent part of his Saturday evening helping the youth group do 2 tech rehearsals for today's service." Shavanta Keeker says, "Yesterday our family had a wonderful time at the Holy Festival in Gibsonville. We celebrated this Indian festival with great music, dancing, food, and throwing powders to celebrate spring." I got a lot in my ear. Suzanne Kolb says, check the Earth Justice potluck table, justice with joy." Colette Bowler says, "Our cheerleading team had an award ceremony to celebrate the end of the season and to say goodbye to one of our coaches. I won Best Showmanship." Spirit of life and love, God of many names and beyond all naming, source of all. In these quiet moments, let us remember our power and our agency, even though it seems diminished these days. It is tempting, at times, to use our power to protect our own interests, to wall off our hearts, to lift ourselves above others. And each of us has done so, with or without awareness. We remember that by serving one another, we are called to use our power in a different way, to be agents of healing in a hurting world, to bring about justice, to give voice to hope, to summon forth compassion. Inspire us, source of love, to do all these things, to heal, to help, to bless, and to do so with love. We ask these things for ourselves, for those we love, and for those we do not yet love. Amen. Please rise as you are willing and able for verses 5 and 6 of Keep On Moving Forward.
Let's reach across our borders. Gonna reach across our borders. Gonna reach across our borders. Reach across our borders. Never turning back. Never turning back. Let's keep moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back.
The commoner and the queen, whose identity was unknown to the commoner, had been interrupted in their yard work by a medical emergency, a person who had suffered a non-fatal gargoyle bite. Moved by their plight, the queen tended to the person's wounds. As she fussed over the injured person, the commoner got a twinkle in her eye. Maybe it was the waxing moon, or maybe it was how well her guest had dug her garden beds, but she had an idea as to how she might nudge her visitor close to the answers to her 3 questions.
Excuse me, are you interested in my extensive collection of butter churns? Also, there's a family of swans in the pond next door. Also, I play the tuba. What do you say that we all enjoy a tuba concert while we watch the swans and turn some butter?
Have you no sense? The only thing that matters right now is this person who is hurt and bringing them back to health. Now help me, please move them inside so that we can offer them some food and bandages.
Both of those things sound great. Could I also lie down for a while? I'm feeling woozy.
The commoner and the queen helped the stranger into the cottage where they sat down. The queen brought them a cup of water, while the commoner offered some bread. After a few moments, the stranger was feeling better.
I'm sorry, please forgive me.
For what? Eating the last of the bread? That's okay. Win some, lose some.
No, I'm talking to her. Will you forgive me?
I don't know you, friend, but you have done no wrong by me. There's nothing to forgive you for.
I know who you are, Your Majesty. I followed you all day yesterday, intending to kill you, but not. I hasten to add because I bear any ill will against you.
Wait a minute. You're the queen? And you wanted to kill her. Beg your pardon, Noodle Noggin, but intending to kill the queen is the illest of wills.
You wanted to kill me? But why? I am kind and devoted to my queendom. I am brave, I am generous.
It's not I who wanted you dead, Your Majesty. I simply needed the money. My family is hungry, starving in fact. I was so desperate to feed them that I agreed to kill you for the payment of 100 gold coins. Now that you've helped me, I feel terrible about that. I hereby pledge my allegiance to you and will leave you in peace.
I am aghast. Who would want me killed?
Your royal chancellor, milady.
My chancellor?
Sounds like you need a personal change in the castle, Your Majesty.
Indeed it does. What a slimy tadpole kisser! I shall deal with my chancellor when I return to the castle tomorrow. For now, friend, you have shown wisdom and compassion, and I hereby reward you. Here are 200 gold coins for your honesty. When you hear it from your gargoyle bite, come by the castle to interview for the now vacant royal chancellor position.
The promise of riches is a powerful force in some people's lives. Its lure is so great, in fact, that some people will set aside their values in order to feel richer. In this religious community, we choose to lift up others' values. We live in service to love, justice, right relationship, and connection. We also know that sharing riches is a way to sustain and strengthen this place we call ours. If you have a gold coin, or 200, to spare, we will gladly put them to use in fulfilling our mission in the world. But if you share your gifts in another form, we'll be just as grateful for your generosity. Our minister's discretionary fund is available to anyone in a tough spot. You or your friends or neighbors, please do reach out. We can help with medical bills, rent, groceries, or other needs. You can contact the church through our website to request assistance. Our share half this month is the UU Justice Ministry of North Carolina. Under the leadership of Reverend Lisa Garcia Sampson, UUJNC joyfully organizes Unitarian Universalists to co-create a transformative movement to justice through spiritual grounding, collaboration, and imagination. They organize UUs across the state, showing us the way to take faithful action together. Let's support it. If you'd like to make a contribution to our offering to be split with the UU Justice Ministry of NC, you can do so at the link in the description of this video. You can text GIVE to the number in your order of service. You can also mail a check. Ushers will come forward to collect the offering, which will now be gratefully received. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
gargoyle victim left, the queen continued to talk about her astonishment with her new friend, the commoner.
You are correct, Your Majesty. You are kind and devoted to your queendom. You are brave. You are generous. You are also wise, for you already knew the answers to your questions.
I did?
You asked me, what is the best time to do things? Who is the most important person? What is the most important thing to do? If you hadn't helped me dig my garden, you would have been killed by your chancellor's assassin. So the best time to do something was when you were digging. And I was the most important person. And to do me a favor was your most important task. When your assassin ran into us, the most important time was when you were attending to them. If you hadn't tended their wounds, they would have suffered and maybe even returned to kill you. So they were the most important person. And what you did for them was your most important task.
Spell it out for me. What is the best time to do things?
The best time is the present time, the only time over which we have power.
And who is the most important person?
The most important person is whomever you are with.
And what is the most important thing to do?
The most important thing to do is to do good for the person you are with.
And so the queen's questions were answered. She thanked the commoner for her hospitality and guidance, and even offered her a position among her royal staff.
No offense, my queen, but I'd miss my chickens too much.
The queen returned home to her castle and immediately made her way to the throne room, where the chancellor had made herself at home.
What in the money? What in the money? What in the money? Oh yeah. All the riches. Oh. Well, my queen, you look so alive.
No, thanks to you, you little twerp. But as it happens, you did help me learn the answers to my 3 questions.
I did?
The most important person is you, as I reclaim my power from you in this moment. The most important time is now, before you drain the royal treasury and funnel my queendom into your pockets. And the most important thing to do is to hold you accountable for your actions. But that's for the tribunal to investigate. Be gone with you!
Curses! I shouldn't have paid in advance.
Hear ye, my people. This is my royal command, that you strive to be as kind and as generous as your most respected leader, and that you remember the 3 pieces of hard-won wisdom delivered on to me by a commoner. The most important time is the present moment. The most important person is whoever you are with. The most important thing to do, good for the person you are with. Good day, and mind the gargoyles.
In traditional Christian churches, there's often a ritual called communion. But Reverend Norbert Chopik felt that traditional communion didn't meet the needs of his congregation, which, like ours, had people who believed many different things. So Chopik turned to the beauty of the countryside, to the beauty of the flowers, and he developed a flower ceremony. He asked his congregants to each bring a flower to church from their gardens, the field, the roadside. He invited each person to place their flower in a vase, and after the service, each person was invited to take a flower from the vase, a different one than they had brought. Sadly, Reverend Chopik was arrested in Nazi Germany and sent to a concentration camp to die. But even in starvation and torture, he held a flower ceremony with his fellow prisoners, finding whatever flowers they could among the weeds of the camp. It was an act of resistance that testified to a beauty larger than themselves and to a love that would outlive them. It was a way for the community to both give and receive a blessing of life and promise in impossible circumstances. The Nazis killed Norbert Chopik, but his spirit, courage, and commitment live on today. In our flower ceremony, we lift up a gentle fierceness which proclaims that even in the midst of sinister days, there is always the light of beauty. Please remain seated as our youth bring you flowers, and raise your voices as you are comfortable to sing For What It's Worth, found in your order of service.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind you. Time to stop. Oh, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, getting to stop and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going around. Paranoia strikes deep into your life. It will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line and men come and take you away. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Will you join me in our chalice extinguishing words? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
If you're online and you'd like to get more connected, you can click the link in the description of this YouTube video and let us know how we can connect with you. If you're in person, you can fill out a pink form at the visitors table or visit our website for our contact form. Immediately following the service, everyone, whether you brought a dish to pass or not, is invited to that ancient form of religious exploration, the church potluck. Experience beloved community by setting up tables and enjoying delicious food with friends, new and old. Other announcements. There will be a table set up for Earth Justice UUCG with information about the connections between our eating habits, health, and carbon footprint. And there are still a few boxes of Girl Scout cookies available. Check it out in the lobby. You can help Ciambro and NC assemble packets for canvassing. Today, from 1 to 3, ask Megan Cody for details. She's waving her hand over there. If you haven't had a chance to pledge for this year's annual fund and capital campaign, Michelle Lee will be in the lobby to talk with you about that. Also, speaking of the capital campaign, Heather Rushforth has an update on the capital campaign and the annual pledge drive.
Hello, everyone. My son here, actually, since it's youth driven, he's going to make the announcement about where we currently are at with our pledge campaign.
$200,961.
If you are a member and have not turned in your pledge, now we're going to come for you. So just FYI, the board's going to be calling you if we don't see your paper soon. And then for the capital campaign, what's our total?
$355,935.
As you may have read in the e-news, we are now going to meet and sort of see what we've got and what we're going to prioritize with the capital campaign. So if you have not yet committed to pledging for the capital campaign, there's still time, lots of time. All right, so our final drawing is for a weekend with Pat and Rick Price at their mountain home in Seven Devils, North Carolina, near Grandfather Mountain. If they would raise their hands, stand up so you know who they are. There you go. So if you don't know who the Prices are, this is a really nice weekend up in the mountains. And so let's have the Queen draw the name. Will Her Majesty please come and pick a name out of the basket? We got Christine Baranditos. Here, not here? Oh, there she is. Hi, Christine, yes! I don't have anything to give you, but you're going to meet with the Prices after the service, okay? Okay, yay, that's it. That's it. You're all good.
Let us remember the importance of loving and of holy boldness.
Let us each go out into the world doing the something we can do, even if we tremble.
Be confident that these small acts build upon each other
to bring about peace,
to create justice,
and to spread love. Will you rise in body or in spirit for our benediction hymn?
Give a great big hand to our youth group.